Which lines are moving in the right direction? Which lines are moving in the wrong direction? That is what we are here to discuss. 5 key line moves. Welcome to the midweek edition of the Power 5 here on the WagerTalk YouTube channel. I am, of course, the appropriately named Bryan Power. As of Wednesday, I've won 7 of the last 8 days overall on a 67% all sports run, talking about both the NFL and college football. Today, a reminder, please smash that like button whenever you do agree with me. Also, you can always feel free to comment down below whether you agree or disagree. I've got some thoughts on 2 SEC games coming up shortly, but first, let's head to my home conference, the MAC. After all, I am one of the 10 to 15 most famous MAC graduates around. So we're going to talk Central Michigan Bowling Green, noon Eastern on CBS Sports Network. Why would you be paying attention to this game, you're asking yourself? Well, last week, Bowling Green pulled a massive upset. They were trailing Toledo 21-0 at one point early in the first half. But the Falcons come back to win 28-23 as a double-digit home underdog. BG had previously been 0 for 75 the last 20 years when trailing in a game by at least 3 touchdowns. How appropriate then that they are now 1-75 straight up in that situation after beating their I-75 rival. The 2 colleges, BG and Toledo, are connected by I-75, in case if you were unaware. Anyways, the Falcons, if you're into post-game win expectancy, well, they had the lowest post-game win expectancy of any team that won last Saturday. They were outgained 429-226 for the game. Now, this week, Bowling Green is favored and facing a Central Michigan team that should be angry after a rather inexplicable loss at Akron as 7.5-point favorites. So you've got Bowling Green off an upset win, now favored. And Central Michigan, a week after being upset as a favorite, now as a dog. This line has trickled down. It was BG -6. Now it's -4. I agree with the line move. Give me the Chippewas plus the points. Also at noon Eastern, we've got LSU at Vanderbilt. For the first time in 51 games, I swear this is true, Vanderbilt is favored against an SEC opponent. Yes, the last 50 games in conference play, Vandy is a dog, but a dog no more. They are taking money. They've moved from -1.5 to -2.5 against LSU. And I agree with the line move. Vandy is the lower ranked team right now. I understand this, but they are coming off a bye. This season, when you have a matchup of top 25 teams and the lower ranked team is favored, the favorite has gone a perfect 4-0 straight up and 4-0 against the spread. The Commies fit that trend here. Again, they are the lower ranked team, but favored. When that happens this year, the lower ranked team is a perfect 4-0 straight up and against the spread. You can always play them. Vanderbilt on the money line. If you're concerned about missing the best of the number, that price isn't too expensive yet, in my opinion. Last college game to discuss today on the Power 5 is number 16 Missouri at Auburn. This line has jumped the fence, as Auburn is now +1.5 after opening -2.5. The Tigers are obviously coming off a very frustrating loss to Georgia last weekend here at Jordan-Hare. I thought the officiating was absolutely atrocious in that game, but I thought the odds makers spoke volumes by opening Auburn as an unranked team that's now 0-3 straight up in the SEC as a favorite over the 16th ranked team in the country. Bettors clearly felt differently. They thought the wrong team was favored here. Mizzou, again, the lines jumped the fence. Mizzou was +1.5. Now they're -2.5. But I disagree with this line move. Let's not forget Mizzou is coming off a tough loss of their own at home to Alabama. That was Mizzou's first loss of the season. And now they're playing their first true road game of the season. I like Auburn here and would not be surprised if closer to kickoff, this line swung back in their direction. Okay, before I get to a couple NFL line moves, I wanted to let you all know, coming off a 4-0 sweep last week in the NFL, brought out the old broom in week 6 with my premium selections. It started Thursday night with the Giants winning outright against the Eagles. That was very good. Then we cashed our 4% game of the week on Sunday with the Steelers against the Browns, hit our teaser as well on Sunday. And then we finished off the sweep with another outright winner Monday night as Atlanta beat Buffalo. I've actually won 5 straight in the NFL. If you go back to 2 Mondays ago when the Jaguars beat the Chiefs, again, another underdog that won outright. So don't miss your opportunity to get on board this week over at WagerTalk.com. Of course, we've got the Weekend Warrior Pass. That will get you not only every NFL play that I release on Sunday, but every college football play I release on Saturday as well. And as an added bonus, anything I release for Monday Night Football, and once again, there's 2 games on Monday Night Football. There's one I'm eyeing, I know, so I'm going to have Monday Night Football. You get Monday Night Football as a free bonus, no extra cost. So that's every football play for 3 days for just $49. Head on over to wt.buzz/BP. Click the link in the description below. All right, how about some NFL line moves? Let's get to them, shall we? Carolina at the Jets, 1 p.m. Eastern Sunday. This line opened Jets -2.5. It is now Carolina that is favored, laying 1.5. I disagree with the line move. Why? Well, for starters, Carolina has not been a road favorite in more than 3 years, guys. Secondly, they are on a run, Carolina. 0-10 straight up, 0-10 against the spread in the favorite role, home or away. That goes back to September of 2021, more than 4 years ago. Again, the Panthers have failed to cover 10 straight times that they have been favored, and they've lost all 10 games outright. I know the Jets are winless this season, 0-6. They're the last winless team. I know they're coming off a trip to London where the offense averaged just 1.4 yards per play. That's atrocious. But don't the Jets make sense, at least as a teaser option? I think so. Last one here. One more game. It's in the NFL. Another doozy. It's 1 o'clock slate on Sundays. There's some interesting matchups. How about Miami at Cleveland, 1 p.m. Eastern? Browns have gone from -2 to -3. Again, I disagree with the move. Don't lay points with bad teams, gang. Browns are 0-5 straight up the last 5 times they've been favored. So just like Carolina, it's not a role they do well in. You know what else the Browns don't do well? Score points. This is a team that has gone 11 consecutive games without scoring more than 18 points. Obviously, going back to last season. Guys, in the modern NFL, going 11 straight games without scoring more than 18 is almost unfathomable. And that is with a real variety, a rogues gallery of quarterbacks, if you will. I know you probably all hate Mike McDaniel. Quite frankly, not a very good head coach. And you probably don't want to back the Dolphins in this spot. But a bad team like the Browns struggles to put points on the board, probably won't win by margin. Miami, like the Jets, makes sense to me as a teaser leg. So let's now go back one more time here through the 5 line moves we discussed. It is recap time on the Power 5. Number 1, Central Michigan, +6 to +4. I agree with that line move. Number 2, Vanderbilt, -1.5 to -2.5. I agree with that line move. Line move number 3, Missouri, +2.5 to -1.5. Number jumps the fence against Auburn. Disagree. To the NFL, Panthers, +2.5 to -1.5. Again, disagree. And then number 5, Browns, -2 to -3. Disagree. Go ahead and comment down below with your thoughts on all of those games. Is there a line move that you find interesting and you want my opinion on it? Go ahead and ask down below. I'll be more than happy to answer the question, provided I see it in time. Of course, you don't want to forget to head on over one more time to wt.buzz/BP. Get all my premium selections there. Click the link in the description below. Takes you right there. Entering Wednesday, I've won 7 of the last 8 days overall on a 67% all sports run. So I've cashed 67% of my plays over those 8 days. That includes a 4-0 sweep in the NFL last week, looking to make it another big weekend at WagerTalk. We've got that Weekend Warrior Pass available right on my page. That is going to do it for this edition of the Power 5. I really hope you enjoyed it. Remember to both like and subscribe. I will see you all again on Thursday, not only for the Blitz with Ralph Michaels and the returning Ross Benjamin, but I'll be subbing for Prez on the best betting show ever, joining Joe Ranieri and Art DeCesar. Look forward to seeing you all there as well. Until next time, let's cash some tickets.